What's up, guys? And today I'm gonna be talking about the time that Spider-Gwen got the Venom symbiote. Okay, so as I get into this, before I get into this review, for those of you that don't know Spider-Gwen, Spider-Gwen was an alternate Spider-Man from the Spider-Verse event, which saw all Spider-Men fighting for a common enemy. And people later down the line liked her costume and were sending Marvel messages about a possible comic series for Spider-Gwen, since she was so well received, because people also liked the fact that Gwen Stacy came back. Marvel basically said, if there are so many fans out there, we can probably make the comic, sell it, and get some extra bucks. So they did. Now, with Gwen Stacy receiving the Venom symbiote, is actually much more different than the main Marvel universe and the way they did Venom. Somehow, Harry Osborn had radioactivity exposure to lizard DNA, and somehow Gwen's radioactive exposure got the radioactive blood out of him and radioactivity in his body, and ended up being Venom. And of course, Gwen gets the Venom symbiote. To catch you guys up to Spider-Gwen, it is a lot of ways different from the regular Marvel universe, because Peter Parker is Gwen Stacy's boyfriend and is a nerd, and he would get bullied a bunch. Gwen would always stick up for him because at the time she had already gotten her spider powers. And with the change between this universe and that, Peter Parker turns into the lizard and wants to be strong like Gwen, and then dies. It is like the same thing within the main Marvel universe, how Gwen Stacy dies. But the similarity that stays the same is that Gwen Stacy's dad is Chief. As we get into this review, it starts off with this guy spray painting a wall, and he's spray painting Spider-Gwen, and he's saying how she's such a great hero, and he's telling this guy who first goes up to him and asks if he has a permit, but he basically just goes and he watches the art of Spider-Gwen. And then we go into this next page and we see Spider-Gwen goes up into this bar and she asks for the Rhino. And there's this guy with the lasso who's trying to lasso her, and then she throws him into, I want to say, a table, and then she turns into Gwenom people. And she basically is going through this memory thing, because usually the Venom symbiote goes through your mind, and so you basically can see all the things that happened in your past. And so we see Peter Parker with the death of him as the lizard, and we see Captain Stacy finding out that Gwen is his daughter, and we find Matt Murdock with the ninjas, Harry Osborn, the Punisher, Rhino, and Gwen's dad in the hospital. And then, guys, that's gonna get significant, and I'm gonna tell you why later on. But she basically beats up these guys in the bar, and to tame the Venom symbiote, she basically puts a coin in like this music machine and starts blasting it on the Venom symbiote, and the Venom symbiote starts to screech, so that the Venom symbiote, I guess, not permanently bond to her, or for the Venom symbiote not to take over her mind. And so we go into this next page with Mary Jane Watson going through this more like a diner place, and she's going and she's asking where Gwen is, and people have a theory that she is Spider-Gwen, and they're hanging up posters of Gwenom, and they're hanging up posters of Gwen. And we really go into Rhino talking to Matt Murdock, and we're like, at first I was like, wait, why would Matt Murdock talk to a villain? But in the Spider-Gwen universe, Matt Murdock was an assistant of the Kingpin, and since to Captain Stacy taking the Kingpin out and putting him in jail, Matt Murdock stepped up to be the next Kingpin and to avenge his master. And so that's why Rhino's here. Murdock is basically hiding Rhino because Rhino beat up Cabs and Stacy. It was basically Murdock saying, you know, you're gonna go beat up my master, I'm gonna go beat up yours. And that's why he's in the hospital, and that's why Gwen is trying to look for Rhino now. And she's asking in person, he won't tell her where, and she leaves him hanging, and it looks like he's about to die. We don't know what's gonna happen because it already flips over, and we find out this guy who's a martial artist, and he's going to go take Gwenom to a place. And we see these officers are ready, and they are trying to get Gwenom. And then Gwenom goes and finds the Rhino, and Matt Murdock basically says that she shouldn't attack Matt Murdock because Matt Murdock made her what she is. He basically gave her the venom. And so the cops go in, and Gwenom is fighting the Rhino. Guys, also the Rhino's appearance is much more different than the regular Marvel Universe Rhino. Guys, I'm also going to provide you with the pic of Poison Rhino because I like him better. I just like his art style. And then she's choking out Rhino because she's mad that he beat her father up almost near to death. And then the Venom symbiote comes off with basically the Punisher using Sonics to get the Venom symbiote off. Then the Punisher kills Rhino. We don't know actually if he's actually dead because, you know, Marvel characters can always come back. But she gets the Venom symbiote back on her. She starts screaming. She's getting angry. And then we flip onto this next page, and Aunt May is saying that she needs to go help Gwen because she sees Gwenom in the newspapers. And Uncle Ben is saying, no, this better not be like Peter. And guys, I was so surprised to see that Uncle Ben was here, guys. So we get to see a perspective of what Uncle Ben would be like now than what we could see in the main Marvel Universe. But we go into Gwen. She's sitting down on a building, and she's saying, I have to get the Venom symbiote off me. The end. But with that being said, guys, go ahead and hit the sub button to become a fanatic. If you liked what you saw here, go and give a like and comment down below on what you thought of the first issue of Gwenom. Alright guys, I will catch you guys later. Peace.